Springfield's historic Union Station Railroad Depot is about to come back to life early in the new year. It's been totally remodeled and modernized. Congressman Richard Neal led the charge to gain the government funding needed for the Union Station project, and he gave Connecting Point correspondent Carolee McGrath a tour of the revitalized landmark.
So Congressman Neal, tell us, where are we standing right now?
Well, we're standing just inside of what will be the Frank B. Murray entrance. And as you look across to the Grand Concourse here, it has been restored just the way I remember it from childhood. And when you recall that it's been closed for 43 years, you can understand just how significant the challenge was. But you'll also be able to enter on the Lyman Street side, as was the original. You could move from Frank B. Murray to Lyman Street or vice versa. And I recall fondly a grandmother taking me through here, and then to take the train to New York, which was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
And you would be able to go up the stairs here. You'll have a chance to see those in a moment. But the ticketing is going to be over here to my right. And you're going to see opportunities for commercial activity here and also on the second and third floors. And eventually the original lights that were here, they've all been restored. And almost momentarily, the clock is going to be brought back and put in place.
Big grand
It's the original
feature,
clock.
The original clock. And you know what, can we just take a shot of the floors here? So these are the original floors.
These are the original floors, and when they are finally cleaned, it'll be just as you would have entered here when it closed more than 4 decades ago.
And look at the columns. Behind the columns, I know that this, behind all of this sheetrock, is what, marble?
The original marble that was here, and it's all been restored. And I think that it highlights a pretty important time in the history of Western Massachusetts. It was a glamorous undertaking to take the train. And you had the Charles Hotel right over here. I also would call your attention to some of the artifacts that have been retrieved and retained, including some of the carts that actually carried the mail.
Really?
Those are going to be part of our display as well. So it's pretty neat.
Now the project back in 2008 was what, around 65 million? There were some cost overruns. Was that because of the age?
It was not just the age of the building, but it's like any big public works project. I think that when you find out what's happened to a building that has been sitting in idle for 43 years, there's all sorts of damages that take place that were not anticipated. But one of the things we did here that was very, I think, smart early on was some of the early money that we were able to appropriate in Congress. We used it to restore the roof even while the debate went on. So that meant that there was minimal water damage to the building. And for all old buildings like our homes here in New England, it's water damage that takes place.
And this is the original?
This is the original staircase, and there will be another one just a few feet from here that'll be utilized to board the trains as well. And this reminds all of us that this was the crossroads of New England, and much of our economy was based upon successful rail transportation. And I think that if you were looking at the modern architecture, there is no way that a staircase would have been designed with this size today.
No.
For a variety of reasons, but not the least of which, when you look here, you get an appreciation of just, again, the scope of the building.
Right. And people will be able to enter on
They're
this side as well?
going to be able to enter on Lyman Street or Frank B. Murray, so for access and egress, it's going to be just as it was. In the concourse, you get an appreciation for the sheer size of it, because you will be able to enter again and exit or vice versa here. And the staircase over here, which is currently still active, also calls attention to what the station once looked like and what it once meant.
And what do you think, now it's going to mean? I mean, some people don't, nobody takes a train anymore, but this
Well,
is
actually, ridership is way up. And I think that when you consider the opportunities, I mean, I was on that train, the inaugural train, and we were in Hatfield. That train hit 70 miles an hour. So I think that clearly the north-south is underway even as we speak. And I hope that east-west will accommodate the opportunities that the station presents.
Okay, so we're out front, and that is the entrance, the main entrance on the Frank
B. Murray side.
Yep.
And that awning that's been restored, again, very tastefully, that's the original. And as we sum up the project here, I think you can say there are very few words in our lexicon that are more powerful than the words Union Station.